Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to welcome our guest of honor, the Minister for Education, Singapore, Mr. Heng Swee Keat.
Mr. Heng Swee Keat, Honorable Minister of Education, Professor Chye, Provost of the National University of Singapore, Professor Dale Purves, Professor Brian Scholl, our illustrious speakers from the US and Singapore, and of course the wonderful and enthusiastic participants who have turned up here in such large numbers. Not only is this hall full, but we also have people upstairs in the seminar room, so hi. Wow, Singapore. I feel completely overwhelmed, to say the least. 2 years ago, I had this conference was just an interesting but completely outlandish idea I had developed in my head while running around the corridors of MIT, Yale, and Harvard, listening to professors share their fascinating experiments on how and when toddlers learn cause and effect. The evolutionary basis of pigeons recognizing major and minor chords in music, and how someone can lose a leg one day and still feel itch the next. If experts like Professor Schultz, my advisor, and Professor Scholl, who I met in 2010, that really brought such an excitement to this field that I felt that CogSci was really, really cool. And I feel that it can appeal to people of a variety of different interests and of all ages. We have high schoolers like myself, university students, professors, teachers, and parents alike. And that's exactly what my friends and I in the organizing committee have kept in mind while putting together this conference for you. To inspire young students to take up Singapore's recent push for interdisciplinary studies and liberal arts education, we have the extraordinary privilege of having with us today none other than Mr. Heng Swee Keat, Minister of Education, Singapore. We cannot thank you enough, sir, for the manner in which you so readily accepted our invitation to address us all here today, in spite of your extremely busy schedule. Thank you so much. In order to answer our many questions on what CogSci is all about, we have brought together global experts from some of the top universities. From the US, we have Professors Lim, Professors Lisberger, Professor Scholl, and Professor Spelke from Johns Hopkins, Duke, Yale, and Harvard universities, respectively, who have traveled all the way over here during their New Year holidays, and I don't think they've even gotten over their jet lag yet, so I'm sorry about that. And of course, we have the eminent speakers from Singapore's leading institutions. We have also thrown in a poster competition and a live music concert to complete this fun package. And while organizing this event has been a huge educational experience for, I think, all of us in the organizing committee, I have to be honest, the scale and the scope of the implementation itself has been a Herculean task. What began a year and a half ago as a small symposium has snowballed into a multifaceted global event. What gave us the guts to take on this first ever student-organized conference in cognitive science in Asia? Well, jokingly, we had said that if we had attempted this feat in the UK, we might have been told, this seems very ambitious and challenging. If attempted in the US, we might have been told this would require an effort, but, it's doable. But here in Singapore, we were simply told, can la. And this very succinct yet fitting can took many, many forms. They came in the form of intellectual guidance, They came in the form of money. They came in the form of practical support. And all of this from a plethora of Singapore's premier institutions, starting with my wonderful school, ACSI, AJC, NUS High, NUS, Duke-NUS, Yale NUS, Young Soo Cho Conservatoire of Music, the Life Sciences Research Institute, and the offices of the Department President and the Vice Provost and the Ministry of Education. We've really been extraordinarily fortunate. Throughout this endeavor, we have been exceedingly lucky to have had a truly dedicated group of students and faculty advisors and mentors led by Professor Dale Purves, who put up with our hysteria, panic, barrage of emails over the last entire year. But above it all, it has been a great pleasure organizing this event for you. So on behalf of the entire Student Organizing Committee, let me welcome you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 2 days. Thank you very much. I'd now like to request Professor Dale Purves to address the gathering.
I'm amazed to look out here and see that this event really has happened or is happening. First, let me add my warm welcome to Minister Heng, Swee, Keat, to Deputy President and Provost of NUS, Tan and Chye, and to all of the speakers who come from far away and those who've come from not so far away to participate in this conference. But the most special welcome is for all of you. As I look out here, I see that the average age is strikingly young, and I think that's what Tara had in mind, and I'm very pleased to see it realized here in the bright-eyed faces I see in the audience. Having been in neuroscience for a long time, I've been involved, as you might imagine, in many scientific meetings. And I have to say that this is far and away the most unusual. When Tara came a year and a half ago or so to talk to me about her plans, I was skeptical, to say the least. It seemed to me really impossible that a high school student with no financial support, no very definite plan, just a general idea, and just kind of winging it with the idea that this would be a good thing to do, that cognitive science was something that people should learn about, especially people in a highly educated and forward-looking society like Singapore should know about the opportunities, and there's certainly going to be many in this century, for people in the endeavor, and it's widespread and growing every day, to understand in scientific terms the link between the brain and the mind, and that's basically what you're going to hear about in the next day and a half. So as a result of my skepticism, I gave Tara the conventional answer that you do when you're asked to do something that you don't think is really going to work and you don't want to be involved in. I said, Tara, really, this is a great idea, but I'm too busy. Little did I know that I was dealing in Tara and her organizing committee that was soon formed with a force of nature that really couldn't be resisted, and I finally caved in and said I would help. But the reality is, in spite of what Tara has said, that the organizing committee, who are here, Lance Wise, Lim Kellyong rather, and who's the third member of the organizing committee? Bernard Tan, where are you? Bernard. That we did very little. It was all done by the students. We occasionally offered some advice or said, well, maybe we should look in this direction for some financial support. But I assure you that the faculty advisory committee was pretty much pro forma, that all of the work that's led us to the present conferences done by the students. So the fact that we're all here anticipating what obviously is going to be a first-rate meeting is all to the credit of the student organizing committee, who've done a really spectacular job, and I'd like to thank them and ask you to join me in thanking them for what has been a singular effort with what is clearly going to be singular success. So Tara and your committee, thanks very much. And I'd like now to turn over the podium to Deputy President and Provost of NUS, excuse me, Heng Chye, to make his own remarks about the uniqueness of this meeting.
Thank you, Professor Purves, for a very kind introduction. Minister for Education, Mr. Heng Keat, Professor Dale Purves, Professor Brian Scholl, Ms. Tara Venkatesan, student at NUSI, ACSI, and founder convener of CogSci Connects. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course our eager and young participants here. I'm delighted to join you this afternoon at this inaugural CogSci Connects conference. On behalf of NUS, I would like to bid everyone a warm welcome to our campus. To friends and visitors who have traveled from overseas, welcome to Singapore, and I hope you have an enjoyable stay here. Today's CogSci Connects conference is unique on many fronts. It is an initiative that is conceived, led, and driven by students. Sometime last year, Ms. Tara and the student committee shared with me the ambitious plan to organize this conference. I must have appeared reticent. Students had grand ideas to bring in international experts in cognitive science. They were also confident of exciting the local student community on this fairly unfamiliar topic. The fruition and success of today's conference and the strong crowd it has attracted attest to what youthful exuberance and enthusiasm can achieve. I am humbly reminded that our youth are capable and have so much potential. When things are done in the right spirit, with passion and an open mind, the journey will be fulfilling and the outcomes rewarding. Today's event is a combination of many hours of planning and legwork. On this note, I would like to congratulate Tara and the able team of students, Antia, Clarice, Rafkana, Samantha, Shini, Shi, Yunhan, and Ziping, as well as the Faculty Advisory Committee under Professor Purves, for their fine job done in putting this event together. Some of you may know that I'm a mathematician by training, and my specialty is not in cognitive science. It is thus be best for me to leave it to the experts to speak further on this subject matter. Indeed, we have an excellent program lined up ahead this afternoon, which expounds on different aspects of cognitive science. Notwithstanding, cognitive science is a field that is rapidly growing and gaining traction. Cognitive functions influence the way humans act and react. In 2001, the World Economic Forum convened a council of experts, scientists, and policymakers to consider the implications of brain science and the emerging field of cognitive science for the economy and society. A key conclusion from this report was that neuroscience and cognitive science hold important potential for improving the way citizens, governments, and companies make choices, learn, and respond to their environment. Cognitive science has a wide range of applications, amongst others, for mental health treatment, behavioral economics in policy making,